Hello heroes and villains, my name is Jordan and welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be a special one. I am filming it on Christmas Eve and hopefully it will be published on Christmas Eve, but it is my wrap up to my December TBR Advent Calendar Challenge. If you don't know, I'll link the TBR video down below, but essentially at the beginning of December I decided to pick out 24 books, wrap them up, assign dates to each one of them, and read them on that assigned date. Essentially, I read, or was supposed to read, 24 books before the 25th. This video is going to wrap that up and let you know how I did, what I thought of it, and how the books were. So without further ado, let me take you, like the ghost of Christmas past took Ebenezer Scrooge, into the past of December 1st, 2020. Oh yeah, before we go, I did want to mention I will not be talking about the synopses of these books in this video because there's a lot of books to go through and we don't have that much time. Simple as that. Let's go. Oh, you guys are here. You guys are a little late. I didn't even think you were coming. Today I picked out The City of Thieves by David Benioff. I didn't read it, and I probably won't because I'm a little busy today, so I'm going to move you guys on to December 2nd. Hi guys! So tonight I actually did finish The City of Thieves by David Benioff. It was such a hard hitter, and I wasn't really expecting the pain that comes with this book because one of the main characters is just so funny. The ending is definitely one that teaches you how people have to make a happy ever after, even if it's not so happy to begin with. I definitely recommend this book if you're looking for a 1940s historical fiction that's not focused on romance but friendship. By the way, I actually did pick out The Christmasaurus today by Tom Fletcher. Didn't read it though, so I'm going to send you to December 3rd. So today I picked out Little Woman by Louisa May Alcott, one of my most anticipated classics on my shelf, but sadly I only got a couple chapters in for today because I was busy getting to The Christmasaurus that I didn't read yesterday by Tom Fletcher. I don't like to criticize middle grade because I understand they're not for my age range, but for the adults out there who also like reading middle grade like me, the reason I didn't like it is because the writing is as if it was written by an elementary school kid. The repetition and the combination of that and the simplicity of the plot really did get to me in the end. Today I read Little Woman by Louisa May Alcott, and my goodness did I enjoy this book. I'd really recommend this to people who are looking for something about life and how best to live it. And also I picked out A Boy Called Christmas today. Probably will be getting to that tomorrow though because it's already pretty late and I don't really want to read it. Today I picked out The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern, my most anticipated book of 2020, and I didn't read it because again I was getting to the book that I was supposed to read yesterday, which was A Boy Called Christmas by Matt Haig. It really wasn't anything that was special for me, it was just okay. But I really do think a lot of other people could really enjoy it. I liked the winter scenes, I liked the lessons, the morals in it, that you have to fight even though life is hard in order to gain something that you can't see or even imagine but is so much better than where you are when you started. If the synopsis sounds interesting to you, go ahead and read it, and this would be great for your young ones too. Day number 6. Was this the best day ever? It's possible. I read The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern, and I think it may possibly be my favorite book ever. I don't know. It was an amazing book. I read this from cover to cover just like I did at the Night Circus. When I read books, I go into it sort of wanting to piece puzzles together, and that is essentially what this book is. If you love legends, if you love fantastical stories and myths, this book basically takes a bunch of those, puts them in little pieces, little sections throughout the entire book as sort of like a search for the truth. The entire book is like a labyrinth where you're going one way and you think you've figured the book out, and then actually, no, you have not. One of the only things I would say against this book is that the romance is incredibly forced, at least to me it was. But beyond that, I really loved everything. By the way, I picked out the Winter Song by S.J. Jones today, but obviously my time was occupied by one of the best books ever. Today I picked out and read, for the first time ever, Letters to Father Christmas by J.R.R. Tolkien. I really felt like I connected to him actually reading these letters that he wrote to his children, posing as Father Santa. Father Christmas. Each of the notes talks about an adventure that Father Christmas has gone on, usually with his sidekick, the polar bear, and it is incredibly entertaining. So if you like J.R.R. Tolkien and you like his Lord of the Rings, well, you should know that before he wrote that, he actually was writing about Santa Claus or Father Christmas. Today I read Winter Song by S.J. Jones and I really didn't like it. I was really anticipating reading this book. The storyline really fell flat for me, and there was one thing that really bugged me the entire time. Personally, I really don't like the sexual tension in books, and this book had so much of it. It was just like every single page she was like trying to make a move, and the other guy was like making a move, backing off, and it just created this tension that was just really toxic. Beyond that, the plot all hinged on our character not wanting to admit something to herself. This was a series, so it has a sequel, so nothing was really wrapped up in the end, and I probably won't be continuing on. I will say, though, that I really did like the imagery. The writing was great. If you like the plot and the synopsis and the things that I said don't bother you, then give it a shot. But Oh, and by the way, I picked out The Greatest Gift today, and no, I didn't read it. So today I picked out A College of Magics by Caroline Stevermeer. Again, did I read it? No. Today I was focused on reading The Greatest Gift. I know it's so short, but I had a lot to do today, but I did end up reading that one by Philip Van Doren Stern. It is the one that inspired the classic movie It's a Wonderful Life, and it was really good. It was definitely hard-hitting. I would recommend it to people who are feeling restless, who are feeling bored with their life. It will ground you and give you some lessons that maybe you haven't been thinking about. Today I picked out and read Hercule Poirot's Christmas by Agatha Christie. I've only read one other by her, and that is And Then There Was None, and that blew my mind. This definitely wasn't at the same level, but I also didn't guess who done it. If you're looking for a good Christmas mystery, check out this one. So today I picked out The Girl Who Saved Christmas by Matt Haig, and did I read it? Did I read anything today? No. And here we are again. The Afterlife of Holly Chase is what I picked out today. And again, I read nothing. So here's to tomorrow. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Today, I actually managed to get out of my wormhole and I read a book, a tiny book, a graphic novel, but I still read it, and that was Snot Girl Volume 3 by Brian Lee O'Malley and Leslie Hung. Yeah, this graphic novel definitely was not as good as the first two in the series. This was, I think, suffering from kind of like second book syndrome, but I would still definitely recommend, if you like the synopsis of the first graphic novel, do check it out because the artwork is beautiful and the writing, the story is still very intriguing. So today I finally got to The Sorcerer to the Crown by Zen Cho. People recommend this for fans of Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, and I can see why. They are so incredibly similar. In my opinion, the writing is better in Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, which is why I like it better. It also has a more epic plot, which comes at the expense of course, a lot more pages. So if you want something that is the same but shorter, definitely recommend this book. It is not as long. The other book I picked out today was, whoops, that's upside down, A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, and probably not going to get to it tonight because I just read that whole book, which was a lot, so I'm going to save this for tomorrow when I've got some brain energy. Today I picked out Witchwood by Tahara Mafi. Did I read it? No. Are you surprised? Probably not. But I did actually read 2 other books today. Number 1 being this ginormous book, A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. Super short, really great. I definitely recommend if you haven't picked this up and you're like kind of interested in looking for Christmas themed books. Do pick up this one. It definitely was groundbreaking in history as people read this and actually tried making Christmas more of like volunteer work and giving to people and to the poor. So this was revolutionary. The next book I picked up and read was The Girl Who Saved Christmas by Matt Haig. Again, I think I liked this even less than A Boy Called Christmas. It is good, but it is predictable. It was interesting actually reading it back to back with Charles Dickens because Charles Dickens is actually a character in this book. It has the same sort of lesson for fighting for a better life. However, our main character in this one is struggling to do that, and Santa Claus kind of comes in and gives her a little bit of a boost. So it's a different story in that way. If you like the whole true believer trope of Christmas movies and books, then you'll probably like this a lot more than I did. Does anyone else think that comfortable clothing is kind of like a curse? Because every time I wear something comfortable this month, I just don't read anything. Today I picked out the poetry of Robert Frost, and who've already guessed? No, I did not read this, but hey, look, we kind of match. Today I picked out The Gollum and the Genie by Helen Wecker. Did I read it? No. This is a continued pattern. We're over it. Moving on. I did, however, read The Afterlife of Holly Chase by Cynthia Hand. I had a whole stack of books piling up and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to read a chapter of each. Picked this one up second and I just kept going. Like I could not stop reading. The protagonist is definitely the stereotypical rich California girl, and I didn't hate it, actually. I thought she was pretty great. She wasn't like the annoying protagonist. It was actually fun to tag along with her and see what she was up to, and the plot twist at the end, I did not see coming. So glad I read it. One of my favorite books I've read so far. Hello! So today I picked out, The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden, and I am planning to do a vlog for this. I didn't read this, but I did read Witchwood by Tara Buffy, and I really did like this book. It was super quick to read. It was scary, actually. For a middle grade book, this is kind of terrifying. Like, I understand our protagonist washes the corpses of dead bodies, but like I wasn't expecting it to be this intense and this sad. I really enjoyed this. If you're looking for a darker middle grade, this is it. You know, today I just wasn't feeling it, but today's book was supposed to be The Girl in the Tower by Catherine Hand. Catherine Hand? Wow. If you can't tell, I'm tired. By Catherine Arden. This is the second book. I picked out the first book yesterday, so I think tomorrow I will be doing a vlog and reading all 3 books at once. So I'm gonna rest tonight. So I didn't film yesterday. I was way too busy vlogging, reading The Bear and the Nightingale trilogy. I did end up reading all 3, and I will probably have that vlog up after this video goes up because that'll probably take a while, and it's almost Christmas, so I don't have the time. But I do want to say this was really great. And that, ladies and gentlemen, leads us to the present. Today's book was The Empire of Gold by S.A. Chakraborty. I'm so excited to finish this book, but sadly I only got a couple chapters in. I will be reading this, I just can't let you guys know my thoughts, but I do have some books to talk about that I read today. And the first book I picked up was Frostheart by Jamie Littler. I was excited about this because it was described as sort of a How to Train Your Dragon book, and I loved that movie, so I was a little disappointed when this was nothing like that. The storyline was way too predictable for me. From chapter 4, I'd like to say, I already knew exactly what was going to happen, and it took the entire book to get there, and a lot of questions weren't answered because this is a series. However, the art was amazing, and I did really like the atmosphere. The last book I read for today and for this challenge in general up to this point is The Dollmaker of Krakow by R.M. Ramiro. This book was a delight to read. It's exactly what I want in a middle grade, something that really inspires wonder. And I was also really pleasantly surprised. This takes place in Poland, which is something I didn't really know going into this, but my grandmother is from Poland, and it was really nice seeing a glimpse into Poland's history. Even though this was during the wartime and it was really hard to see the characters go through what they did, I thought that the author did a great job of mixing in that pain with hope as well. Those are all the books that I've gotten to so far. I'm definitely going to continue reading the 4 that I have not finished. And those books are The Empire of Gold by S.A. Chakraborty, The Golem and the Genie by Helene Wecker, The Poetry of Robert Frost, A College of Magics by Caroline Stevermore, which I've actually gotten about 50 pages into, and it is so funny, guys. If you're looking for an older fantasy that takes place at a girls' finishing school for magic, hit this one up. It seems like it's gonna be great. That is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did and you want to support my channel, please like this video, comment down below if you've read any of these books, what you read this month, and subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you in my next video very soon. Bye, guys.